Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Jay Miller. We've had current student athletes, a former student athlete from LSSC turned coach on our first two episodes, and now we are shifting gears a little bit. I am absolutely delighted to introduce our strength and conditioning coach, Miss Sophie Capitanelli Prime.
Yep.
So congratulations on that latest endeavor, getting your last name changed because you just got married. Is that correct?
Yep, in August, so not too long ago.
Tell us about your special man.
He grew up here. He went to Mount Dora Christian. We met in college. He ran track and cross country, so we were both student athletes at school, and he dragged me here. I'm happy he did.
So jumping in and wanting to meet our guest, who's very different than the other guests we've had, you go by Coach Cap. Mm-hmm. I always wondered why she didn't go by Coach Prime when she got that, but I stick with Coach Cap. So Cap, you yourself are a former student athlete. What sport did you play? Where did you compete?
Yeah, so I went to an NCAA Division II school in Arkansas called Harding University, and I played soccer there for all 4 years, yeah.
Now, what drove you to Harding? What about it?
So I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, so it's only like 2 hours from my house, and family is like a huge thing to me. It's really important that my mom and dad could continue to support me through my college career, so I wanted to be close to home. So I could see them often. They could come support me in my games because they had my whole life. And then I just needed like a small school environment. I knew I would thrive in smaller classes, and I wanted to be in like a Christian environment because that was something that was really important to me growing up. And so I kind of connected with the coach, and he was like awesome, and I just knew like everything kind of just fell and fit in perfectly, and so I was really happy that I got to go there, and my parents got to come to almost every home game, and I was really happy that I could not only do undergrad there but also get my master's degree there, and so it was perfect. I couldn't have planned it any better.
So you're similar to our first guest, Jordan Anderson, my pitching coach, where you played a sport but you don't want to end up coaching that sport because Jordan wants to get into strength and conditioning, such as yourself. What made you think I'm going to be a coach, just not in the sport that I play?
So I actually always wanted to be a soccer strength coach.
Okay.
That was the plan until I got my first job out of college. But
Which was?
With the Atlanta Braves FCL team. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I wanted to be. I didn't think being a strength coach was a career or possible until we got a strength coach at our school, and right after we got a strength coach, they added a master's degree for that profession, and so I quickly jumped on that and really wanted to be a soccer strength coach right away. I actually, in my 2 internships, I interned with men's and women's soccer teams, along with other teams, but I was mostly there because they had men's and women's soccer. But God had a different plan for me, so.
Very cool. So as you mentioned before, you are coming to us from the Atlanta Braves organization, but not as a player, correct?
Nope.
Okay. What was that role being in a professional baseball organization and experience like?
Yeah, it was the craziest thing ever. I feel like it just kind of fell into my lap. It wasn't really something that I was like seeking out. When I was a graduate assistant at Harding as a strength GA, I worked with probably every team on campus that Harding offered except men's and women's soccer and baseball. So it was funny that I was going from being like only a soccer player to now being a baseball only strength coach. Everyone kind of was like, what are you doing? Like, this is not what you wanted to do. Why are you taking this job? But I'm so happy I did. I learned more in those 9 months than I probably could have learned anywhere else, but I was an assistant complex coach, so I stayed on the facility all day and just helped out wherever I needed. We were majority with the rookie league team, so the FCL team, but I also helped with all the rehab assignments, which was really cool. The rehab strength coach there taught me so much about return to play and how to progress or regress certain exercises, and at what point do they need to be hitting what milestones, and it was something that nobody had ever really taught me before, so I'm super grateful for him and that experience that he gave me.
Very cool. Different from our student athletes, okay? You are a professional coach, but it's always easy to ask our student athletes why they chose Lake-Sumter State College, whether it was a scholarship location, whatever it is. But you had to be highly sought after with your impressive resume. What made you want to come to Lake-Sumter?
Yeah, so after being at the Braves for a year, I think it was really easy to just kind of continue into that path. And it was something I was kind of going back and forth between staying with professionals or going back to college. But when I first became a strength coach or wanted to become a strength coach, I really, really wanted to work with female athletes. Just because I think sometimes they kind of get overlooked when it comes to strength and conditioning. Sometimes they don't always get the most equal experience as males. And I think it's just as important for females to get that experience as males. And sometimes it's hard for strength coaches to coach females because they're coming in brand new, where a lot of guys come in and they already have a lot of experience because they work out on their own or they've worked out with their dad their whole life. Females come in and a lot of them are pretty wide-eyed and nervous because they've never really been into a gym before. And so I always wanted to empower female athletes to show them like, hey, you can do this and you can do it really well and you can get strong really fast by just staying consistent with it. So when my time with the Braves was up, I think I just knew that that was still a calling of mine that I wanted to fulfill. And so when this job came open, I immediately texted Jackson because he's from the area and was like, hey, like, what do you know about this school? Like, they have a job opening for a head strength position. Like, do you think I should apply? And he had a couple friends that ran here. And so he knew he didn't know like a bunch about it, but he knew a good bit and had said like he'd only heard good things about the school and he had dual enrolled at one point. And so I went and looked at the website and saw that you had majority female teams and made me super excited. So decided to throw my name in the hat and I'm glad I did.
No, absolutely. Believe me, we were glad to see it too. So you had mentioned, being a female in what is predominantly a male-dominated career field in strength and conditioning. Tell me something that you find that happens that maybe is difficult, something, adversity that you have to overcome, some preconceived notion that even in today's world, it's 2025, about to be 2026, and I still have girls that are being told by certain coaches, you're not supposed to be in the weight room, you're going to get hurt or something like that. So tell me what you face.
Yeah, I think I've had really supportive bosses growing up or in my career really early on. It's really funny because everywhere I've went, I've been the first female strength coach. And so it's definitely interesting. Sometimes I think they are, hesitant to tell me some things over, the male, like, strength coaches that are, my coworkers because they are afraid they're going to hurt my feelings. But I try to really emphasize to them, like, whatever you're telling them, whatever criticism you're telling them, like, I can take. Like, I want to get better, I want to be the best, but when it comes to being a female strength coach, I think a lot of times the most difficult thing for me is trying to get the male athletes on board with what I'm doing because they see me and obviously I'm not this big tough girl who can lift 500 pounds, but I know how to lift really well and I know how to do it really safe and I know how to get people really strong. And so it's definitely hard in the beginning because I have to show them really quickly, like, I know what I'm doing and that I need them to trust me, but it definitely takes some time and like me being consistent and also getting to know them. I think that's the biggest thing is when they realize that I'm here to get to know them and to help them, they start to trust me more rather than I'm just here to throw a bunch of workouts at them. So that has helped me, but definitely the guys definitely love to challenge me sometimes and question what I know, but I tell them, like, I'll never give you something to do unless I have a reason behind it. And if you ever have questions about why we're doing something, I guarantee you I have an answer for it. And so I tell them all the time, I always have a why behind what I do with you. I've done every exercise before you've done it to make sure that I can do it correctly, I can coach it correctly, and I know exactly how you're gonna feel after it. And I might not be able to do as much weight as you, but I can definitely do it as well as you. And so I think that's helped them a lot and kind of realize, like, hey, like, she does know what she's talking about. She is good at what she does. I can trust her to help me get better. But also testing has been a huge thing for me. It's just them getting the numbers. Sprint times is big. They're seeing themselves PR and they're like, oh wow, what you're doing is actually working. Like, they're seeing their squat numbers go up. They're seeing their jump heights go up. And that has helped create a lot more buy-in for me.
And I think one of the biggest emphases here is we are dealing with a different generation of athlete now. You talked about, getting to know your student athletes as people. That's something that we as an athletic department really push. Being what we call now a relational coach, where in my early days, people would call me a player's coach, and I hated that because it sounded like I let the inmates run the asylum, and that's not true. Relational coach, you lead by creating a relationship with your student athletes. And the weight room has always been, you get out what you put in. But just like you said, being able to say, look what you did doing what I had programmed for you, the increases. So our softball team had one of our players run sub 3 home to first time.
Yep.
I think the last time we checked, we had 9.
I think so.
That's incredible. And that's your programming. And I thought it was really interesting when you first came on board, me being the interim athletic director at the time and still the head softball coach, I was able to sit you down and go, okay, this is what I want. I want to steal 200 bases. We're not going to get to 50 home runs. And you said, I got it. I got it. And so we had stolen 40 bases in 12 games in the fall. And I've texted you before and said, this kid hit a home run today. That's because of your program. I think you have made an immediate impact on our student athletes. And it's funny because I hear your name from places that I'm like, what? Our academic advisor said, man, Sophie's great. And I'm like, you're half the time on South Lake. What are you talking about? And so, I just, huge compliment to you. You are fantastic and getting everybody to buy in. So let's go a different route here.
Okay.
Let's call you, as polite as I can, because I am one too, a retired college athlete. Do you still like to compete, and how do you go about competing at this point in your life?
Yeah, so I have a lot of strength coach friends that keep me accountable, especially in the weight room, and we still train like we're college athletes. The programs we do are very similar to programs that we give our players, and I think it's fun for me because I still get to jump and throw med balls and sprint, and everything that they do, I'm still doing because I still think I'm a college athlete, but we definitely compete with one another. Definitely like chasing PRs and stuff like that. We compete a lot. They're all guys, so I definitely don't hit the same PRs as them, but just like personal PRs, and yeah, that's how I still compete.
Weight room is very similar to golf. You're competing against yourself a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Now, are there any competitions? Like I see a lot of strength and conditioning coaches getting into like Tough Mudders, strongman competitions, anything like that?
I would love to train for a High Rocks.
Oh, but what is that?
So it's a new kind of competition. It's kind of like a CrossFit competition, but not completely. But you like run, so you have to like run a kilometer, and then you do like an exercise. So I think it's a sled push, a sled pull, a farmer's carry, burpee broad jumps, weighted like sandbag lunges, the skier, med ball throws, the rower. And every time you do an exercise and then you run a kilometer, and then do an exercise and run a kilometer. And I would love to train for one, but I don't have all the equipment right now to train for it. So I'm like trying to just like slowly start running again, so that once I get that, I can just train for the rest and be fine.
I tell you what, and I'm much older than you are, but I try to challenge myself to compete in something once a year, whatever that is. My sister back in 2014, 2015, she's been the best athlete in my house since I've been alive, so it's whatever. But she challenged me to I think it was mile run, half mile swim, this kind of stuff. And I didn't care who I beat as long as I beat her. So I like to compete at least once a year. And just for the record, if you're watching, Jenny, I did beat you. I still have my medal, still hangs in my house. So number one. If you could give any advice to, let's say, a young female athlete walking into the weight room for the first time, what would you tell them?
Just be yourself and be confident in like who you are. Don't compare. Everyone's gonna start somewhere different, and I tell the girls now, like, it's about where you finish, not where you started, and to just focus on yourself and your own gains and your own progress, because that's what's gonna make you better, not the person next to you. So go in, be confident, be a sponge, try to soak up everything, but it's the small wins that count. You know, it's the week to week small PRs that are gonna make you better, and just keep building keep building, keep pushing yourself, because there's always something that you can get better at.
And you had mentioned it earlier. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yep.
I love the fact that today's athletes, and I try to tell younger coaches this, they need to have a purpose on why they're doing something. They'll do it. They just need to know why they're doing it. What about this is going to make me a better athlete? I think the days of saying, and I tell my kids this too, my student athletes, the days of saying, because I said so, don't cut it anymore.
Yep.
I save because I said so for my 2 little kids at home when it's the 7th time I've said the same thing and I'm frustrated. I said, I don't say that to my student athletes. They need to know why they're doing it. Yeah. And I really truly believe that once they have a purpose of a why am I doing this drill? Why am I doing this lift? They're going to do it better because they want to see that outcome.
Mm-hmm. And I try my best every time that they get into the weight room, especially when it's a new block and new exercise, to tell them why they're doing it. And even if it's a short little explanation. A lot of them don't care, but if it's going to make one person push a little harder, then it's worth it to me. So.
All right, folks, this will be the 4th installment of this segment. It is the lightning round. All right, I've got 5 questions for you. I need your first response.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Favorite workout?
It was squat.
Oh, you just got done with Squattober.
Yep.
What is that?
Killed me. Kicked my butt. But good PR.
Sounds like a lot of squats.
Yep, every day.
Terrifying. Don't invite me next year. Disney or Universal Studios?
Universal. We just got annual passes, so we're on like a Universal kick right now, me and my husband.
So we are back out of getting sponsored by Disney. So there goes that. Dream car?
Ooh, I really want a Jeep Wrangler.
Ooh, 4-door? Mm-hmm. Hard top?
Yep.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Who did you see at your first concert?
Ooh, I think my first concert was Ed Sheeran.
Really?
Yeah, big Ed Sheeran fan.
Okay. What was the band? I kind of figured you for a One Direction person.
I think my first concert was high school. Like, I don't think I went to any concerts until I got into high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a tough one. Ready? Mm-hmm. I feel like when you watch movies, you connect with movies. Tell me a movie that makes you cry.
Ooh.
While you're thinking, Free Willy, the original one, first movie I ever cried in. Michael Jackson. You know that movie, right?
Free Willy, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
I think the latest movie was the live action Lilo and Stitch. Almost made me cry. Have you seen it?
I have not.
No, I can't. We don't watch movies a lot. We're more of like a TV show kind of household.
Is there a TV show that makes you cry? You get so invested in it? Grey's Anatomy?
Grey's Anatomy? Maybe when I was in high school.
Me too. That's how long that show's been on.
I don't know. That's a hard one. Honestly, I watch a lot of reality TV, so...
See, when Lexi died as a result of her injuries in the plane crash, I'm thinking about it right now. Lexipedia.
I don't really cry very much during movies and stuff.
Well, next time you do, let me know. Last order of business. I like to ask this question. Are there any burning questions you would like to ask me that you've ever wondered?
That's a hard one. I don't have any.
Nothing?
No, I don't have any. I don't have any burning questions.
Man.
Did Jordan have one?
Oh, yeah. Jordan wonders things about me all the time because she says I'm crazy and weird and stuff. So, yeah.
Where did your Christmas obsession come from?
So that's a solid question. My obsession with... I have an answer for this. So my father, who was born on Thanksgiving. That's how he got the nickname Butch, because our family were butchers and no one was allowed to butcher that day because my grandmother was in the hospital giving birth to this giant man. Okay,
yeah.
So he did not allow any Christmas in our house until after his birthday. So like leading up, we had no Christmas music, no Mariah Carey playing in November. I had to just suffer through normal music because there's not a lot of Turkey Day music. The stuff you set out, it just wasn't. And so as soon as I became like a full functioning real adult a few years ago, I hit November 1st is Christmas time. So that's where it came from.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not just music and stuff like that. Like I collect old tobacco cards from like Christmas original Coke stuff, Christmas
so
stuff.
funny.
Yeah, it's weird. I get it, but I love love and I love Christmas. So
You're passing it down. Maddox was in full Grinch outfit the other day.
yeah, well, Maddox is the real life Grinch. He's just a mini version. So he loves November and December. He watches the Grinch every night when he goes to sleep. The cartoon version.
That's
So,
awesome. That's awesome.
he sleeps in his Grinch onesie, like you said the other day. I was like, dude, that can't be comfortable. But, well, Sophie, thank you for joining us today. You've made an immediate impact on
Thank
Lake-Sumter
you.
State College athletics and in the college itself. So please stay for forever. And you, the viewer, please stay for forever. We'll be back.
Thank you.